By now, you all know the news about ex-Michigan head football coach Sherrone Moore being jailed on suspicion of assault after he was fired by the university on Wednesday. But more details have emerged since. So here's what we know about Moore being fired and also being detained. The university said in a statement that an internal investigation found credible evidence that Sherrone Moore had inappropriate relationship with a staff member, which the school says violated university policy. Michigan AD Ward Manuel has stressed the program has a zero tolerance for that behavior, and that means the firing should void most of Moore's contract buyout protections. But the drama didn't stop there at all. Hours after he was fired, police in Saline, Michigan located and they detained Moore. Here's what we know about him being detained. He was booked into Washtenaw County Jail pending a review of potential charges by prosecutors. And a police report mentions an alleged assault investigation that isn't considered random. Now, Moore is in custody while prosecutors review what is going to come next. We don't know any specific criminal charges just yet because authorities haven't released new details because the investigation is still active and ongoing. Sherrone Moore went 18-8, spanning his 2 seasons as the head coach for the Michigan Wolverines, including this year's 9-3 mark and a victory in the long game where he coached in Jim Harbaugh's place when he was under suspension during the 2023 season. We'll be sure to have more updates on Moore's firing and, of course, his detainment as details are made public.
Police in Michigan are investigating an alleged assault, and a prosecutor is reviewing charges against former University of Michigan football coach Sherrone Moore. The university says Moore was fired after an investigation found credible evidence that he was engaged in a, quote, inappropriate relationship with a staff member. Let's bring in CBS News national correspondent Jericka Duncan live for us tonight. Jericka, what do we know about Moore's arrest?
Well, we're learning new details based on some audio that has been released on Broadcastify. And I'm just looking at something we learned recently where one of the 911 operators is saying, according to our victim here, he did put a knife to his throat and ran off. Then it goes on to say he walked out with several knives and that there was a mention about U of M. So this is giving us a little bit more information about what may have allegedly transpired when police arrived at this home where they arrested him. Remember, this came on the same day that he was fired. Officials at the University of Michigan saying that he was fired because he had an inappropriate relationship with a staffer. We've, of course, reached out to Moore, to his family, to see if he had any comment. We have not heard back from him. But as of right now, he is behind bars at a county jail. And we're also learning that he's expected to be arraigned tomorrow. Officials tell us that he has not formally been charged with anything, but that they would release that information after the arraignment, which is expected tomorrow afternoon. So people that I've spoken to, a longtime voice of the Wolverines, Jim Brandsetter, said this is devastating to that program just because there have been a number of scandals. If you've been following the University of Michigan football team over the years, it's a coveted role to be the head coach. In this case, Moore was making, I think, $5.5 million a year.
Wow.
So this is all eyes on Michigan because of what it represents, not just to Ann Arbor, to Michigan University, but the conference as a whole, to college football as a whole. And many that I know who were either have interviewed him before or have been in close proximity to him say they don't understand it, but it is quite the downfall. This is a married man with at least one daughter that we know of, that he's spoken of on his social media page. And a lot of students have expressed being concerned and devastated. The team has a game at the end of the month, the Citrus Bowl, but a lot of folks that we've spoken to throughout the day just trying to gain more information about what exactly happened said they are completely shocked by this news.
Yeah, a lot of legendary coaches and players have come out of the University of Michigan's football program. Jericka, are we getting any idea of when the athletic director and the school found out about the alleged inappropriate relationship with the staff member?
CBS Sports reports that this investigation into him actually started about a month ago. So I think we'll learn more again about that potential criminal piece, that arraignment tomorrow. But as of right now, we know he's still behind bars. We know that the team, I'm sure, is trying to deal with this the best way they have. They still have a big game coming up, as I mentioned, in a couple of weeks. But definitely not something I think a lot of people who are close to this football team or have covered this football team would have expected.
Yeah, certainly not. Jericka Duncan, thank you so much.
Yeah, so I found this on social media. I want y'all to check this out. Her name is Paige Shiver. She's in her early 30s. Coach knocked her up and forced her to terminate, then doubled her salary. Once he got fired, he went home, argued with his wife, grabbed a knife, and went to the side piece house where he threatened to off himself and her, not necessarily in that order. He then ran out and headed to a church, but was apprehended and placed in protective custody as he flipped out. He was tracked by his wife's phone. That's where it is now. He's in jail being watched. Okay, that's what's going on. So, listen here, man. Dang, Sharon. Like, let me start here. I'm going to start here. I shouldn't have to say the obvious. Y'all see what my thumbnail looked like. So y'all pretty much know what I'm going to say. But so I'm not going to even say the obvious, right? I'm going to let y'all get in the comments and tell me the obvious, right? What he should not have done, right? But man, that piece where they said that he forced her to terminate, that's kind of wild there, right? That's probably where the proof came. You know what I mean? Wow, man. We just got to pray for this brother, man. Like, that's so crazy because I was just watching this video on the African Diaspora channel about the same kind of stuff. I think that video, it was basically something similar, but it was the flip. It was a white woman that had kids with a black dude, and she was mad that she made that choice. And Phil, you know, the host, he was saying, I know he said something in that video where it's one of the rules back in the day, you know, you give, if, you know, black men, we hit whoever we hit, as long as you don't have no kids with them, or long as you don't, you know what I'm saying, like start bringing them home. And, you know, you hit them, but you don't supposed to, you know, that was one of the rules. And that's something I always followed. I ain't gonna lie. Like, man, bro, it's not funny. I'm laughing because I don't want to cry. Like, cause man, like, oh, wow, man, he went to a church. Like, okay, that right there too, bro. But yeah, this is a time to pray, and we all should be praying for him, you know. But see, that church, man, that church got to be in you, baby. You know, I don't know about y'all. Like, so I'm in Michigan. I'm in Flint, Michigan. I'm 45 minutes away from Ann Arbor. Ann Arbor is its own world. It is like a bubble. It isn't really a part of Michigan. It's its own thing, right? So, when we, you know, I just know being in Flint and going to Ann Arbor, it's like you're not even in Michigan no more. So it's like, it's its own thing. Like, Ypsilanti is a small city right next to Ann Arbor. And even Ypsilanti is like outside of that bubble. And it's so close to Ann Arbor, but it's not a part of that bubble, right? like get out. You know what I'm saying? Like if you got this melanin, it's like get out. I mean, not to say like you can't be who you are and live there and thrive there. You know, I know a lot of brothers that live there and thrive there that do their thing, right? But it's definitely one of them type of places that, you know, y'all know what I'm talking about. You know, it's one of them kind of places, right? I don't know the statistics, the the racial breakdown there, but it's not even about that. It's really the energy and you could just feel it. That's so I don't know. When they hired him, I ain't gonna lie. This don't surprise me, just based off of the energy that I felt just looking at him. You know what I'm saying? Like his beard oh, excuse me. His beard wasn't even right. Like them sharp edges, man, like nah, bruh, you ain't going to the right barber, man. Like, you don't do that. You don't sharpen, you don't do that. You know what I'm saying? That look weird. So, yeah, man, I got some pics too, man. He is married too. Like they said, he married. And here's his wife, Oh, you know what? Before I do that, let's watch this other video. It's kind of crazy.
And this is diabolical if true. The girl that he was having an affair with on the staff was the one responsible for escorting his wife around the stadium during games.
She was allegedly an administrative assistant, and some of those responsibilities involve assisting with the family.
That's diabolical, like he said. That's diabolical. This is Sharon with the chick, man. They said he was raw dogging her. Oh my Lord. Man, dang, bro. Dang, Sharon. And I ain't never even heard of that name either. That's another one. Like, that name sound weird. Sharon. Like, what is that? Yeah, so this is him and his wife right here. And I guess his baby. You know what I'm saying? So, man, this it's like Kwame Kilpatrick, but, just with all white women involved, man. Dang, brother. Like, you was really out of there when you married your wife. But the flip side of that, that's probably what helped him get his job, being married to that white woman. You know what I'm saying? Like, Ann Arbor is one of them places that, they got a lot of them type of couples there. You know what I'm saying? It's one of them type of places. And usually the black man that's married to the white woman, he usually on their side, So, man, Dr. Umar, man. Ooh, I want to hear what Dr. Umar got to say. Matter of fact, I'm going to try to see if he commenting on that. We're going to put that in here too. I want to see if Dr. Umar Oh man, I'm looking up Dr. Umar. Let's see what chatty ass, weird ass Stephen A. Smith got to say about it. I don't even like Stephen A. But let's see what he got to say about it. I know he finna be dogging them out. Let's see what Stephen A. got to say. Yeah, let's see what Stephen A. got to say.
Unfiltered.
I'm not sold. I'm sorry.
Unapologetic.
I'm not trying to talk about him.
Unlike anyone else.
But knowing y'all
will probably make me.
This is the Stephen A. Smith Show.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the latest edition of the Stephen A. Smith Show, coming at you as I love to do every weekday from 1 to 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, live over the airways of SiriusXM Mad Dog Sports Radio. The number to call up, as always, is 888 Mad Dog 6. That's 888 Mad Dog 6. That's 888-623-3646. That's 888-623-3646. And if you want to send in your voicemail messages, just go to SiriusXM.com/GetSerious. That's SiriusXM.com/GetSerious. I usually don't start off my show with a guest, but I'm about to today because you all have heard the news, the biggest news emanating out of the world of sports. And the theme of this show, there's no other way to slice it. Sex is undefeated. It seems to be that way because we have the latest incident, stuff that's going on right now. The Michigan Wolverines have fired its head coach, Sharon Moore, for cause, citing, quote, credible evidence, end quote, of an inappropriate relationship with a staff member. Moore is 39 years of age. He is married with 3 children, and he has been heading the Michigan Wolverines football program after helping as offensive coordinator Jim Harbaugh take the Michigan Wolverines to the national title a couple of years ago. He's been the coach of Michigan over the last couple of years, and he is out officially as the head coach. To get into more details about it, who better to have on the show with us than my next guest? He's a New York Times bestselling author. He is a senior writer and multimedia journalist for ESPN, formerly of Yahoo. You're very familiar with his work. He's one of the best in the business when it comes to covering college sports. I'm talking about the one and only Dan Wetzel. He's on the line with us right now. Dan, how are you, man? It's good to see you.
Good to see you, Stephen.
Long time.
Yeah, it has been.
Let's get right to it, man. I mean, take us through the timeline of Coach Moore being fired by Michigan and what happened over the course of yesterday up to now.
Okay, so a little earlier in the fall, there was a tip sent to the University of Michigan about a potential relationship, and that was investigated but did not pan out in a case. They weren't
outside of this guest. I want to hear him talk. Oh, he's not gonna talk. He just interviewing this dude. Okay.
New York Times best-selling author, right here with Stephen A. on SiriusXM, Mad Dog Sports Radio. Dan, I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much, buddy.
Anytime.
Okay. He don't even talk by himself. He just let this dude talk.
Unfiltered.
I'm not sold. I'm sorry.
Unapologetic.
I'm not trying to talk about him.
Unlike anyone else.
But knowing y'all
will probably make me.
This is.
So, I'm gonna just keep giving my whole perspective on it, man. Like, bro, like, man, it's how this keep happening. Like, what's the other coach name? The Michigan State coach that just got fired for the same thing. I don't even remember his name. What was his name? Dang. Tucker. Was it Mel Tucker? Yeah, Mel Tucker. That's his name, Mel Tucker. So yeah, this is 2 Michigan coaches fired for the same thing. This is amazing, man. Like, when is y'all gonna learn? Leave these white hoes alone. Damn, leave them alone. Damn, y'all be marrying them and, man, having so-called inappropriate. Now, let's get to this. Let's get to this, him being detained. Because that part of it, that's how these people want to see all of us any goddamn way. That's the part that's like sad. That's the part to me that, like, come on, bro. Come on, bro. You making us look bad. You made us look bad anyway, just from how you live in your personal life. Got this online too. Got this online. You know what I'm saying? This is how they want to see all of us, man. Look at this shit. This is how they want to see all of us, man. This is reinforcement of the bullshit. This is reinforcement. This is how they want to see all of us. And we God in the flesh. You know what I'm saying? You can't detain and lock up God. Dang, bro, but you got to live accordingly. You cannot be out here playing around with these dang on white women, man. They, listen here. They might, like I said in previous videos, they might have good intentions. They might be, you know what I'm saying, like, well, but that spirit that's in all of them, they want to kill you. Literally. They wants to kill you. Damn, man. He must ain't got no big brothers, man. Like, what the hell, bro? This is crazy, man. It's sad. It's sad too, man. It's really sad, bro. This funny right here, though. I ain't gonna lie. This is funny. This is funny. They call them stepbrothers, man. This is funny. Oh, my Lord. That's Mel Tucker. Jerome. They call them niggas stepbrothers, man. They started a new movie. Oh, man. Man, look at them. Both of them. Same shit. Dumb and Dumber. You can't make this shit up, man. All over some pussy. All over some motherfucking white pussy. God damn, you dumbass niggas, man. You dumbass niggas. Look at you niggas, man. That's why that Diddy shit, that's why I always say that Diddy shit is way bigger than Diddy. Diddy just happened to be the newest face. R. Kelly, Bill Cosby. Who else? Every black male that's been successful, celebrity type shit. This is the same script. It don't never change. The only one, it's just one that beat all the odds as far as, well, he not the only one, but he one of a whole lot of them. Well, he one of a few. I mean, Eddie Murphy. But he with that white woman too. I can't even say that. Damn, Eddie. Damn. Michael Jordan. Damn. Woo. Boy. Yeah, I mean, man, what they gonna do, man? What these boys gonna do, man? Wow. Damn, Sharon. Ah, man, you gotta be kidding me, man. Like, you really just threw it all away. You threw it all away for a snow bunny, bro. Damn. Let's go over this again, though, man, because this shit crazy right here. This is diabolical. This is diabolical. They said he grabbed a knife, went to the side piece house where he threatened to off himself and her. Not necessarily in that order. He then ran out and headed to a church, but was apprehended and placed in protective custody as he flipped out. He was tracked by his wife's phone. Damn, you gotta be a silly motherfucker. You getting tracked by your wife's phone. Shit, that's a whole nother sidebar. You look like you would get tracked by your wife's phone, man. What the hell is wrong with you? You's a clown. Bet you was hitting that dang on girl in the locker room. Bet you was. If your wife got your tracking location, you probably doing shit where she know you at, and you still doing shit, bro. What's the point? Niggas, wow, bro. This is amazing, man. This is beyond. This is beyond. Man, you making us all look bad. You boy. But I never, like I said earlier, I never fuck with this guy. Every time I looked at him, he always had this look in his eyes like he was unsure of himself. You know, like he would do the shit that he did. This do not surprise me. I'm not a Michigan fan. I'm not a football fan. I'm not a sports fan. I haven't watched sports in over. I haven't watched sports regularly all of this century, 25 years. The last time I really paid attention to any real sports, like on a day-to-day basis, was 04-05 when the Pistons won. When the Pistons won their last championship. I've been kind of keeping up with the Detroit Lions the last couple years because my late brother that passed away last year, he was a big fan. Other than that, I haven't watched no sports. And I'm not a Michigan fan. It's a whole lot of Michigan fans here in Michigan. You know, we right down the street in Flint, man. It's all the Michigan fans, boy, they ain't been saying nothing the last couple of days. And I was wondering why. Because usually, well, with basketball season, they doing so good in basketball, a lot of the Michigan fans at my job, they been hooping and hollering about the basketball team at Michigan. So that's how I know how good the team is because my coworkers, but they haven't been saying shit last couple days, and now I know why. But I'm sure they didn't like this, this melanated, this black coach anyway. He didn't, and they keep saying, he was the first black coach and all this shit. If y'all don't know my opinion on first black, let me let y'all know now. Everybody's black. They were the last to come from black people. So not only is it never a first black to do anything, they were the last of black people to be human. Yeah, that's how that worked. That's how that worked. We got to give them, we gotta, make them validate them. They don't validate us. We validate them. They were the last of the human race to not have melanin. They lost all their melanin. So yeah, they were the last of us. Yeah. So that's how that really worked. So yeah, fuck all that first black shit. Forget all of that stuff. Like, yeah, forget that. Excuse my language. I know I'll be cussing a lot. I'm about to start toning that down because I am starting to gain an audience. I don't want to lose no subscribers. But when I do get passionate, I do, it's all in context though. So forgive me, y'all. But yeah, the point of it is, man, like, they said he was the first black, coach or whatever. Okay, regardless. So getting to that, as far as how we're the narrative is of all of us over here. We have to be what we are. We got to be God. Cause we made in God's image, so we have to behave like that. And no, none of us perfect. I ain't saying the God. I'm saying, cause as far as all the races, we're like the oldest brother. We're the oldest sibling. We have to show all of our other races that come from us, we got to show them how this go. They need our help. That's really why they flip out so much anytime we do anything. Because we are held to a higher degree for a reason. That's why they respond the way they do. That's why the world always shocked anytime a black person do anything. That's why the opposite response get from when white people do shit. They try to cover it up and hush it. Yeah, the big response when we do something, when we're held to a higher, or when we're in a certain position, is for a reason. Because we are literally held, we are in a higher esteem. It's not an illusion. We have to behave like that. Man, you don't get that, you don't get that position and even think to do no stuff like this. It shouldn't even cross your mind. No, not only should you you should be making sure other people not doing it. Got to get on some Joe Clark shit. Lean on me. Man, you got to have some principles. Yeah, man. You got to have some principles, bro. And that's the part that I'm disappointed in with this young man. I don't know him. I mean, none of us really know him, you know what I'm saying, for the most part. Seemed to me like he was a big Michigan guy. I don't know too much about him. I just know, like, me seeing him on TV, this is what I felt in my spirit was, every time I looked at him, I felt that this would happen. I felt like he'd be on some stuff like this, just looking at him. Man. God damn it. God damn it, Sharon. What you on, Sharon? Yeah, let's go back to this though, man. Yeah, so this him and his wife. Him and his wife, man. I just wonder. Man, I know his wife, but see, this the thing, man. A man going through stuff. Men go through this all the time. This is what men go through. But we don't go through it publicly like this, right? And that's the biggest difference, man. For a man to go through something like this publicly, I can't even imagine, right? On this stage, too. He just a man. That's it. None more or less. So, I can't imagine what the wife going through. Regardless of all that stuff I was talking about, white wife and white woman and all, that's still his wife, man. So, to go through this kind of shit publicly, bro, I mean, y'all, man, I couldn't imagine. You know what I'm saying? On her, you know what I'm saying? For her, it's like, bro, this the type of stuff, man, you got to do a lot of soul searching. You know what I'm saying? Especially you got kids, man. Damn, the kids, no matter how old they are, they gonna see this one day. You know what I'm saying? Even if they're not old enough to understand it now, they gonna understand it one day, man. And them kids, when they even know of something like this with the daddy, especially, man, they be so disappointed in the daddy. Woo! I'm sure that's probably the only thing he really focused on. Like, damn, his family, and like, damn, you know what I mean? Cause man, we get married, boy. We love our wife. You know, a lot of times, man, that one of my coworkers just said today earlier, like, man, men will throw it all away for a piece. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, man, that women, y'all will never know. It sound like, and even my thumbnails, like this, he a big dummy. But I can attest, like that thing between the woman legs, that is the reason why we even go out here and make money. It's for that, to take care of y'all, and it's that, what I'm saying, that thing. And, most men, we just can't get enough. I ain't gonna lie. We just can't, you know what I'm saying? So that's a whole nother discussion. We just can't get enough a lot of times. We just can't, So obviously something's going on in their marriage. Usually stuff like this don't make it to the front page, and, couples, marriages, they end up staying together a lot of times and moving on, you know what I mean? So it's just, man, when this type of stuff get aired, it's woo, boy. So yeah, man, look, y'all do me a favor, man. Get down in the comments, like, comment, share. Y'all know the routine, and let me know what y'all think about this situation, man, and the whole. Every topic, you know what I'm saying? Black men with white women, husband and wife, that dynamic, being caught publicly, the side chick, the stuff that he was telling her, he got her pregnant and all of that. And, Michigan, you Michigan fans, I know a bunch of Michigan fans, out here. So let me know, how y'all feel about y'all program right now, man. Especially with, the Harbaugh sign stealing scandal that he was assistant coach of, that year. Man, Michigan, damn, man. Michigan, even though I'm not a Michigan fan, it's an illustrious program. It's probably the biggest thing in our state. So it's a sad day for the whole culture of Michigan, man. And, they'll be all right. The whole college football, even sports in general, man, since they allowed, the colleges to pay for players and, basically the gambling and everything now, man, it's like, I don't know. I don't see no sports being nowhere like it used to be no more. I kind of seen it changing years ago. That's why I stopped paying attention to sports. I'm from the era of, the athletes was passionate about the sport, and they, the pros didn't get traded a lot. So I don't know. I haven't really paid attention to like a whole generation of basketball. I don't even know who professional players are. I don't even know their names. I don't know nothing about it. If I seen them on the streets, I wouldn't even know who they were for the most part. So, but yeah, y'all let me know what y'all think about this entire topic, man. Like everything, man. Let me know.